I think we have to, as attorneys, really work on not just that empathy, but that communication skills. And people tell us all the time what they want without ever telling us. How often are people more worried about their kids being able to go to school and don't care about their green card at all?
Yeah.
How often are people worried about the work permit or the travel permit and don't actually care about the green card? Because in the immediacy of their needs has to do with a byproduct of the ultimate process, not the process itself. And if you're not picking up on that, then you're ultimately not speaking to their goals, and they're going to stay anxious, causing you more work and causing them to be not as satisfied a client as you'd like. Because your past clients are your greatest referral source. And so you have to remind yourself that the experience is just as important as the ultimate goal.
I mean, it's such an important thing you said, because it's a major tip I give, if you consider it a tip, is when I have a consultation for a marriage case, I start off asking about their lives and what they're trying to do and what's important with them. Then I get into, after the support or this and that. And I tell them, listen, I'm going to adjust the law to what you need, not like tell you what you need to do and then have you adjust your lives. And going back to what you talked about at the beginning, sometimes people that don't know, for an ASC biometric appointment, they might cancel their trip because they think they have to go out there. But I say, if they let me know they have trips, they communicate with me what their goals are, what their plans are, I can say, okay, we'll just go early, or we file the case after you come, or whatever way that works out best. So I spend the first quarter of a consultation getting to know them, what their plans are about school, life, how soon they need a work permit. And that becomes really important. Like when you talk about K-1s, they don't know that when you come on a K-1, you got to file for a work permit, and that's not going to come anytime soon nowadays. So then you're left out of work. So people are sometimes like, oh, I want to come in and adjust status. I'm like, well, we're not supposed to do that, but if you do, you're not going to get a work permit for 6 months. You're not going to get a social security number for at least 6 months. So you're going to stay at home, and I've had clients who just stay at home waiting, and that causes fights in the household where the gentleman's working outside in his home country, and then he comes here and sits all day, not making any money. He's a go-getter, but he's sitting at home watching, I was going to say Donahue. I'm not that old. What is it? Philip Moripovich, the one who are the father?
Daytime TV.
Daytime TV, and he's going to go nuts, and then he's going to come home and fight. And so, that's the factor I say. Is listen, we can get you a green card somewhere or another, but can you, sit at home after a K-1 and just wait for it? Can you afford that? And it's like, no, I'm in my prime right now. I need to grow. I need to work and make. If I'm sitting home without a social security number, it's not going to work. So I say, okay, then we'll adjust things the way you need to do it. Maybe not do the K-1, which is regularly the case. Go get married, we'll do constant processing, so that when you're working while the case is pending, but then once you arrive, you'll have a work permit too, or a green card at that point. And you'll be away for a little farther time, but you know what? The process is a little bit cheaper doing constant processing through marriage. That money you save in filing fees, attorney fees, buy a plane trip and go see each other in the meantime, have a trip. But because a lot of times people think K-1s is going to save them so much time and stuff, but there's a lot of additional steps that come with it that just making my last choice. And even the K3, which is not really happening, sometimes people read about it online. These websites, I mean, they're helpful, these websites. They go, the funniest thing is they come to me sometimes and say, I got my NOA 112 or 2. I'm like, what is that? Oh, there's like this notice. I'm like, I just call it a receipt. I don't know. I-797 this. I'm like, I don't know. I just call it a receipt or my biometrics. That's about it. But there's this whole science they create on these websites that do yourself kind of stuff. And you read what people read right there. There's bad information. There's good information too sometimes, but it just feel panicking and stuff. I'm like, well, they just need someone to be there with them because they're panicking about all the wrong things. And a lot of times they panic about things that make no difference about anything. And the stuff that they shouldn't panic on, they don't even notice.